Hello there. Peace and blessings to you on the second day of December. We're coming to you from the back porch of Elizabeth's house. And I want to introduce, most of you should know Elizabeth because she's on our video almost every week if you watch worship.
Yeah.
And you've been a piece of this congregation since the very beginning.
That's right.
So Elizabeth got the postcard and showed up. And then how did you become the pianist?
Well, that was something that kind of just happened organically. Shelley asked me to play one Sunday, just right as we were getting ready to sing a hymn. She said, "Do you want to play?" And I was in the congregation, said sure. So I got up, and it was Amazing Grace, and I know that from by heart. So I played that, and then afterwards she called me. She said, "Well, first I want you to play every Sunday," and I just went, "Oh, okay." But it's been so wonderful for me because I've always loved to play, and I just didn't have a place to do it or a niche that I felt like I could fit in to offer that. And this church has provided a really wonderful place for me to do that.
Because what do you do in your real life, your regular life?
Oh, I'm a teacher.
What do you teach?
I don't teach music. I teach English as a second language. So music is my hobby and also my second job. So
and it nourishes your
about
soul,
it.
I think, does it not?
It does. It really does. I thought I was okay without it, and then once I got it back, and I have to thank my mom for that, because when I moved here with the boys 20 years ago, she insisted that I get a piano. And I was just like, I don't need a piano, because I hadn't had one for 10 years. And she hooked me up with a guy that had a secondhand piano, and she made all the arrangements for it to get brought over here. I bought it, and once it was here, I realized she was right. I really did need that piano, but I didn't know it.
So when we start talking hymns, you can almost do a name that hymn and sit down and play it. Because the stories that you tell are about your mom saying, play this hymn, play that hymn.
Well, actually, what we would do, it was a name that hymn thing where I would try to stump her, because she grew up in the Baptist church, and she went to revivals and all that stuff when she was growing up. And she knew all the hymns, even the ones way in the back, like Will There Be Any Stars in My Crown, the really, really old ones. So I would just sit in the living room and play hymns, and she would yell out the name of it from wherever she was. And I was only able to stump her maybe twice in like 12 years, because she knew them all. So in the process, I learned them all because I was exploring the hymn book, and it was like a game. But these hymns, I never thought that knowledge would really come in handy for me or help me, but it sure has. It really has.
And so I want to give a shout out to you on March the 15th, 2020. It will be indelibly etched in my memory when everything went online.
Oh, yeah.
When everything shut down, and you graciously began to make videos. So we started out with me saying, can you come, and me videoing you. And then you began to get your own phone and to record yourself.
Yeah. Well, I never thought I'd be able to do that, but I learned how to do it. Well, as so often happens, if somebody believes you can do it and has the faith that you can do it, you learn how to do it. And so I give a lot of credit to you and to the church for having that faith in me, that I could take that kind of action and agency and actually produce videos on my own and send them to you, and you would be, yay, I'm glad I'm putting this in, this is great. So it's just so much affirmation going on. It's just really helped me a lot.
So the second shout out is you continue to get Bobby and Mike and other musicians like Kathy and Jennifer and whoever would show up, and Martha.
Yeah.
And you all began to have jam sessions right here in this...
On this porch.
Yep.
On this very porch. And yeah, those are the most fun. It's a way of having a musical community that I've never had just playing the piano. I was always the soloist. But playing in community is different. It has a different feel to it. And I love that. It really helps me be more creative and just feel more supported.
So a piece of how we're moving forward, we've begun our new liturgical year this week, and a piece of how we're moving forward and trying to understand how we are called to offer worship and to be a church and how to staff it is one of our big words here is justice. And within the realm of justice, it matters that we give those writers, composers, who's actually writing the music that we're playing credit. And Elizabeth has agreed, and you worked on this with Susan a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we use two licensing agencies, one called HCUCC, Christian Contemporary Licensing, and then the other one is One License. And so what you see sometimes when you watch online worship, and specifically if you look in our worship guide, we give credit to the arranger, or we say this is through One License and HCUCC. Know this. We have not been completely 100% diligent and gotten every license possible. And we are working towards that. And a lot with Elizabeth's leadership. She's going to take that on even more, which is a daunting task, to make sure that the music that we play and put online, we have a copyright license for, which means that the musician, the composer, is getting the money that they need to actually live and survive. And the majority of our composers aren't your big name composers which have 6-digit incomes. They're independent singer-songwriters that need every little help they can to make their ends meet.
Right.
And so I want to say thank you for taking that on. And so Elizabeth is going to become technically our coordinator of music moving into this next year. Not just the pianist.
No longer a lowly pianist.
But what that also means is there are some of you out there that have skills and talents that you have yet to let us know. And so know that if you reach out, Elizabeth does a fantastic job of coordinating the musicians and singers. And our goal is to kind of offer that in a breadth, a width and a breadth. Mm-hmm. For example, on the 12th, the handbells are going to be our main part of music in our worship. And so, again, we want to offer ministry in a variety of ways, knowing that we don't all fit into one specific a slot of music. And so we try to be diverse in that. Yeah.
This church is just like this amazing growth media for me.
Well, fantastic. I'm glad that works.
It does work. It's a great fit. I'm so happy to be able to do what I love doing and to have it be helpful for other people and just...
Well, the gift that you offer to us is you nourish our souls with your music. And know this, in this Advent season, our theme is housing the holy, where we are looking for and reimagining places to really tap into the sacred and the holy in ways that we can build structures in ways that we haven't really maybe done that before. To reimagine, like that innkeeper, whoever it was, to reimagine that a manger could be a bassinet. And so if you're out there and you're wondering how to house the holy in your own life, I encourage you to write to us, to be in dialogue with us, or to let us know how we can pray and support you as you too begin to let that creativity inside you bubble out. Anything else, Elizabeth?
Yes, there is. There are a couple of things. One is that I want to say thank you, a big thank you to the musicians that come and play in the ensemble week after week, whenever they can, and they help us make worship happen. And really, I appreciate that so much, because together we can offer more than just I can offer, or any one of us could offer. And the other thing is a big thank you to the people who are buying Christmas gifts for the children. I'm calling it Niños de Navidad, which is literally Christmas children. And if you have decided to do this and you've got your gifts, don't wrap them. Just put them in a bag and bring them to church on Sunday, and I will take them. Tamara will bless them, and then I will take them to Parkway School next week and give them to the counselors, and they'll go straight to the parents.
So this Sunday, worship is at 11 if you want to come and wear a mask and find our distant places within our worship space. We will actually have a worship service that won't be building the house. We built the house last week, and those are the pictures that you see going across the screen right now. And so this next week, we'll put those songs that we learned into a flow of worship. Bobby will help lead it. Sarah will help lead it. Sandra will help lead it. Elizabeth and her piano will help lead it. Cliff is going to offer us a brief message, and we are going to have communion. It is the first Sunday of the month, and so we will celebrate Holy Communion as well. So until next week, may peace and blessings flow in you, and this first week of hope, may you be digging down deep, expanding your well of hope, and to live into whatever hope you can find. Until next week, see you later.